We're live. Reap the Harvest Momentum Monday. Matt is in Michigan. I had to pull him out of a meeting with some property managers for him to drop the value on you today. In fact, we're going to skip the intro. Why don't you just tell people what you're up to this week? Not only are you taking a little bit of time for the family, but also using it as a business engagement as well.
That's so important. That's so important. Always expense the LLC, even if on your own vacation.
You like how I put that in there too? I made sure I presented that, because it's true. You're using this as a business engagement, but you just happen to bring your family with you. And it's beautiful that you can do that. That's what entrepreneurship does. So break it down for the people what you're up to right now, because you are walking a property, correct?
Yeah, we're walking a property right now. It's actually one we already, that my team, we're the asset managers on. So I'm walking some vacant units with my property manager, and we're looking at what turns we're going to do in the unit to create the lift. We picked this up. It was well below market rents. But obviously there's a few things that we need to do to it. So we're just coming in, taking a peek as far as how we can update the kitchens, how we can update some of the flooring features to present it a little bit better. One of the things I'm just noticing even right now, looking at lighting fixtures, it doesn't show very well as far as lighting. You want LED lighting, you want really bright lights in here. So when people come in, they can experience, there's a lot when a future resident comes in, you just want it to be airy and bright. So we went with a gray paint. A little bit lighter gray paint. This one's a 2.1.5, so this is actually one of our larger units. We're actually, just because of the market, it wasn't cost effective to really put down luxury vinyl plank flooring, so we put those in the main common areas, and then we'll do them in the bathroom spaces, but we won't do them throughout. We'll keep carpet. They actually have really nice like oak flooring in here.
Show it to us. Show it to us. Show us the flooring. Let the people see the quality flooring.
Yeah, I just so you can actually see it in one of our thing. So I don't know if I can put some light on it, but it's really nice stuff. I kind of maybe use it, might be refinishing it. So good stuff right here. They probably can be refinished. We'll take a look at it. We just looked at market rents. Market rents here can be lifted, but we also need to maintain a good resident base here. So you only want to lift them up so much over time. Another value that we are going to have in this one is the rent utility bill back. We don't capture any of the rent or utilities in a bill back. So that drops directly down to the bottom line when you start adding those in. This has baseboard to heat, so it's actually built off of a boiler, and so we actually get hit really, really hard in utilities. So that's one.
So you don't get the rent utility bill back on this, or you do?
We're starting to incorporate that right now. So that's
all right, cool. Because that was one of my favorite new terms that you taught me in a different episode, was the rent utility bill back. Because that's straight up fire, because that can add up, especially over the course of 12 months. I was just filling out my tax forms. Every little thing adds up and can sway me into the gray or into the red. The gray or the green, excuse me. Yeah, on my tax bill. It's incredible.
Yeah, so those are just some of the things you want to highlight, because obviously you always have to take care of common areas. So common area is going to be always up to the landlord. But when it's not not captured, when anything specifically in a particular rental unit, you never want that coming back as an expense to you. So yeah, that's a huge rent utility bill back is massive. You always want that going back to the resident base, because you're actually, why should you absorb it, right? They're the ones using it. So there's no reason for that. You just have to have typically a flat fee. So even on our commercial units, right? So this is a 54 unit complex, but some of our commercial units, right? That was something that we weren't incorporating back. And so, but when you have different like different tenant base at a commercial space, like so we have a hair salon, we have a gym, we have we have some restaurants in there. Restaurants are obviously going to use way more water than like an office space. So we just had an asset management guy come in, so that you have to do flat fee. So it's like kind of stretched out where you got to split it up evenly. But still, that's something. Even if you don't capture 100% of it, you want to capture 90 or 80% of it. You know what I mean? Capture the most you can, because get this. I just calculated at one of our units because we just brought in a new tenant. We hadn't been doing it. We're charging them $75, right? $75 a month for water. They're an office guy, so they're not going to be using much water. That's $75 in water per month turned into $12,000 in valuation, right? So
wow,
that's $75 a month. You think, oh, it's not much, right? It's not much to absorb, whatever. It's $75. Dude, 12 grand is 12 grand. Give me 12 grand, right?
I'll take it any day.
So those are the things that in valuation you always want to, because then when you do 75 times, right, 75 times maybe 10 units, maybe it's a smaller complex. 75.
That's what I was going to ask, is now how many units are you doing that by? Because then that could be per month almost.
100, and what we look at as value, right? Value,
right?
Could be, $150,000 in value at the end of the day. So those are things you just got to keep in mind, when you don't want to, you don't want to capture all those expenses, especially when you don't use them. So how can you give that back, and how can it be fair too? At the end of the day, you need to make sure it's fair for everybody, and where you can keep up a good consistent base, and you can keep good name with your resident or tenant base. So yeah, those are just some of the things. I'm in here right now just checking things out. We went, with
so this is a 54 unit, you said, in Michigan.
54 unit that we're doing some turns on. Yeah, we're doing cosmetic stuff on the outside, just making it a little bit nicer, putting some new windows in. But like that unit turns, they need a decent amount. So, dude, check out these friggin' light bulbs. These things weigh like 4 pounds. This is what was in here. This like friggin' halogen light bulb. Always got to put LED in there, right? I don't even recommend putting I don't recommend putting ceiling fans in here. You always want lights like those Home Depot lights that you can put in here, but put LED lights in there and make it nice and bright. But definitely, fans aren't even worth it, or not worth your time. Definitely not halogen lights. Don't put the halogen. You want to make sure the residents coming in feel it, it's nice, bright, airy, and it's got some good fixtures up. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't even planning on talking about really real estate today, because I
think it's awesome, because that's the cool thing about this program, is that you can just use your phone and it works wherever. And I think that's beneficial, because you can walk properties and you can still have all your branding on the screen. And I can also follow you and add stuff in. So if you guys have questions about what Matt's talking about, it is Momentum Monday. 54 unit complex in Michigan. Dude, the hot thing right now everybody's talking about is commercial. It's the hot thing. It's where it's all going.
Yeah, man. We love commercial. I think, even I had tomorrow, I'm actually headed out to, I wish it was Wednesday so we could shoot again, but I'm actually headed out to City of Granville to check out some commercial, meet with
do a quick live, live walkthrough.
For sure, man. Yeah, I'll have to do it. I'll do a quick walkthrough without a doubt. It'd be good, just because it's lease structures are another thing where you can add tremendous amount of value, whether you go like a double net or a triple net. Right now, we're currently structured in a gross modified lease structure, and it's just not advantageous at all. We're losing a lot out on what we consider the common area maintenance charges. You want to make sure you recapture as much as possible, because everything drops back to your bottom line. Everything that drops back to your bottom line ultimately goes to value. So like, you want to make sure that you can get highest value for your product or your asset. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Well, thanks for logging on. I know you're busy. Get back to your property, and let's chat on Wednesday, man.
All right, man. I appreciate you, Pat. Thank
yes, you sir. Rock on, dude.
Attack. We out.
Momentum Monday.
Peace.